Alright, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a random generation system. We already made a random terrain generation system, but do not be confused. This is where the item will be placed in a random area, such as the LateNightMop game on the new page. I will probably put that in the description for you to play. It's really cool. It's scary. It's cool. But yeah, let's get started. So, first, you want to pull out your maker pen, go out to your backpack, click favorite or call or use call. Alright. And then you want to build out your place where you want to place down your items. For mine, it's just gonna be like, I'm gonna do what Late Night Mop did, but I'm gonna make it like a bathroom floor or something. You want to do, I'm gonna do, I can't pronounce it, lemon and tiles, whatever, lemon, I don't know, lemon tiles. Like a bathroom aesthetic. Make it like, I don't know, this color. Now, let's get starting with building our spill, or items, or water that we want to clean up. We can also do, physical items. But I'm going to do a certain water. So, build out your water, make sure you give it a different texture, not just a bathroom floor texture. Make sure it's a water looking spill type of thing and not just a mess. Move your shapes down. I'm gonna do that. Move your shapes down. Don't move your shapes down, but scale them. Make sure you scale both shapes. Make sure you make one where they're not clipping. Look like they're actually spilled on top of each other. Now let me just make like another spill, another thing of water. Make sure they're not clipping through. And now, let's get started. So first, we're going to get started by getting our pivot point, which is the thing right here. And if you don't see it, open up your thing. And then, I think it's, yep, show pivot point in general settings. Show pivot point. See? So if you don't have that on, you're not going to see it. What that is the position, the current position. This is the object where its position is. This is like, let's say this is like a decoration you put onto an object. This is where it's currently sitting at. So if I spawn it in like over there, like right here, the water is going to be like somewhere right here because that's the position. We're going to center the pivot point in the middle of these. So select all three of them and click it. Now we're going to set our thing to decoration where it's not environmental. Now we're gonna give it the tag of puddle, probably not water, but puddle. Puddle. All right. And make sure this is the key important thing. We're gonna add a can modify with circuits on. Make sure you have that, or it's not gonna work. You're gonna hear a bunch of errors. Now let's clone a few of these. Now let's get started with our circuits. So first of all, I have a chip that a friend gave to me. This will help with the CPU. But we're going to get a for each object. You can also buy it from DJI Core. This man, hold up, let me find him. DJI Core. Scroll down. Go check out that smart admin panel. You can scroll down and find where's it at? Well, you can find it somewhere in this profile, but here's the circuits. You have, I'm just going to slowly just go through this. So we're going to get a bool variable. Let's get count and an if equals, and then wired up like just like this. Do whatever you see, because I'm not going to go full in depth on that, because that'll just add more time. Try to keep this low. Then we're going to get a rec room object. Get all with tag. I'm going to unplug my controller, because I've already got it charged. I'm on PSVR, obviously. I mean, like, who wouldn't guessed? Alright. Then we're going to rec room get all with tag. And then we're going to connect this output to this input. And then whatever tagged we put on these, we're going to enter it. So I put puddle on mine. Now we're going to need like something to run it. You can do it when a game starts, when a game ends. But I'll just do a button for right now. Then I will show you how to use it with a game start. Now that we got our thing in, you're going to have to set your delay to like something. So if you have a bunch of these and your delay is at this, your CPU will go up due to the amount it's trying to spawn in at the same time for each loop. So if you have multiple of these, set it to like 2 seconds, and then if you have more than that, 5, more than that, 10. Make sure it's not CPU, because if your CPU goes up to 100, everything's going to stop moving. Positions will mess up until it lowers itself, and then after it lowers itself, you're going to have to restart the thing. So we're going to get a set position. Actually, a set transform if you're wanting to set rotation to set transform. I wouldn't recommend using a respawn because that's kind of weird in a way. But let's get a get random float. Not get random, but random float. You're going to get 3 of these. I mean, yeah, 3 of these. For X, Y, X. Or you can also do Y, but you're going to have to add more. But I'm going to do on a floor, and then I'm going to do it on a Y. I'll show that. You're going to do an X, Z, and rotation one. So we got X, Z, rotation. Now, when we loop this, we're also going to get the target item. We're going to loop it through all these real quick. We're going to set our minimum to a negative number. So let's say negative 50. Because remember, like, let's say this is our plane. We have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So we're going to have 100. Let's say we have 100 in that corner, negative 100 in this corner, and then 100 in that corner and negative 100 in this corner. Or is it the opposite? Yeah, something like that. We're going to make sure we have it where it can spawn in this group. Because if we have it all at positive numbers, like 0 through 100, it's only going to spawn in one quadrant on the field and not anywhere around us. Then I'm going to set it at 50. Then we're going to do the same with this one, because we're doing this on the Z. 50. Alright, for this, we're going to get a 0. We're going to make our minimum 0 and our maximum 360 for our rotation. And then we're going to get a vector. 2 actually, vector create. We're going to set this to our X value because we don't need Z, but we're going to need X because it's our forward vector, how much it'll rotate. We're going to wire the rotation into that, and then we're going to wire the position into this. And then we're going to get our X and our Z, and then our Y. That's the important thing about it. We're going to need our Y soon, so we're going to wire this up. Now, if you see, everything gets teleported. See, it got teleported down here due to where it's at. And see how it got put into puddles, like random spaces? We're going to need to move that up, so about 50 meters or so. I don't know how much, but you're going to have to raise our Y up to like 50. See, we moved it up. Say about 55 for our Y-axis. We're getting somewhere about 70, it seems like. 70 meters, 70. That's a bit too much, so we're going to turn it down to 65. 60. And if you want to, you can lower your floor too, but I'm going to keep mine high up. Alright, I think I'm going to lower my floor just to the exact spot. You can also use calculations to adjust the positions, but I'm lazy right now. And that's going to take a lot of work. Who likes work? I don't know. You tell me, but still. Alright, so now that we got our puddles, we can have a lot of puddles. A little bit too much of them. Now, as you can see, we probably went off the floor somehow. Probably because I moved the area. Yeah, maybe because I manipulated it by accident. Weirdly. There we go, our weird looking somehow on top puddle. Now I'm going to spam these. And get a lot of puddles. We're going to get a lot of puddles. Now I'm going to generate it. See, we got puddles. Now, I see how it's weirdly it's all facing the same way. Alright. So we do need a Z, I forgot. So we do need Z on this. So let's generate another. Let's put this under here. We set it to Z. See, we have it all set to not random ones. Maybe because we need to set this minimum. Oh, wait, because we're doing it all. Hold up, never mind. We don't need that. We need to set this to negative 360. I think. Make sure. Are we correct? No, you're not. Oh, wait, yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Never mind. We are. But I would recommend that, though. If you are going to set it to negative, let's try that. Oh, it didn't set the transform. Never mind. Yep, we got it generating it in random positions and rotations, too. But let's say that we wanted a Z to this, so let's add a Z. And we got, yep, random. Got a little bit more randomization. That's what you want. Just gonna make more of these. Hopefully my game doesn't crash. Alright. So we got our puddles of water. It's been generated. You can also do this with back rooms. Like if you're making a back rooms game, I already did that. You just do that, but you make your walls and then you just move it up to where the bottom of like the wall is lined up with the floor, and then you can just place them all around. And to make it like not weirdly generated, you're gonna have a string switch that swaps in between. You're gonna get a random int that's through 0 through 3, and then you're gonna wire it up, and then you're gonna wire it up 0, 1, 2, and 3 on the input switch, and do a negative 180, 180, and a negative 180 and 180 for each, for X and Z. So 2 for that, positive 180, negative 180, positive 180, negative 180. And that's kind of difficult to explain, but yeah. We can we can just regenerate it. Put it in random spots. Now, I don't know how they did the paint. They must have did it with vectors and choose random vectors with that game called this. Here, I'll just put it down in this video right now. I was also going to make a video on this before, but didn't have the time. But this game was a great example. I'm going to just shout them out right here. LateNightMop. It's on the top. LateNightMop. If you've been hired, yeah. Shout out to all these guys. Dante, I'm Sways, Panda, Kindio 3, I'm pretty sure, Snug RR, Swervo Dolo, and yeah, shout out to this guy. Just gonna look through. They all worked on that game. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Now we can also get a bit physical with our objects. Let's add like a red cube in here. Now I'm going to keep the tag the same, because I was only doing that with water, but now I'm doing it. But you can just call it an object, like the tag object. Now we're going to give this the physical. We're going to give this the physical object mode. Now we're going to name it puddle. Even though it's not a puddle, but we're already going to dive in with it. I want to center or pivot. Hold on, we have to click edit, then center. So reformatted this. So if you hold down your button where you choose from your list, look. Wait, it's not working for me. Hold up. Maybe because it's in beta. It's in beta, isn't it? Is this room in beta? Hold up. No, it's not. It's in beta. Now if we generate it, we gotta add modify with circuits, like I said. It's a good example of what I meant not to do. But you want to have all this turned on. Make sure you turn it on before you do what you're doing. And look, our object spawned. Now we can kick it around. And in LateNightMop, there's trash. This can resemble the trash that you need to pick up. Also regenerates it after some amount of time. But we can choose a random object from the list too if we wanted to, based on its indexed. So let's say we wanted some trash. Let's get some trash. Alright. So after we got our trash in here, let's just knock it over. That was satisfying to me, at least. And now we generate it. We got our cube. All of our cubes out here. Now let's just pick up our cube. Let's throw it. And I don't know how noise would work on this. Let me test noise out. That would be cool. But you should also test noise. Oh, we got a puddle spawn by beside a puddle. Dang. Puddle. Okay, we got a puddle. Cubes. My earbud. Now, that should be it. Let me test something real quick. What was it? Okay, let's see. So, think. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna do something else. But if you also wanted to follow the current player that it's targeting, like let's say you wanted to generate around the player, you can also do this with a vector. You can get a random vector. You can get a position around a vector, but let's see. We're going to get the position of me. And then we're going to add it to our current thing, our position. So now if I click this, watch as it generates going to nowhere. Okay. Oh, yep, it generated above me. But it did generate around me. That's the good thing, though. Look, as you move, it will generate somewhere else. But we added it to our X position. But we're only, okay, hold up. We're only wanting our, yep, that's when we need a split. So we need a split. So vector split. So I'm going to get another create out, because why not? This probably would do us some good, because that's good. But we're going to get a split. We're not going to include our y-axis, but we're going to include our x and z. Wire that in, plug that up, and look what you got. It generates around you. And because I haven't expanded the floor out, it's not going to look right. So let me just do that. Let me let's just test this. So you know how it generates all in this area, but not over there. Just take this button over here real quick. And I'm all the way over here, okay? I've also tested this. Click it. Generates all around me. Look, generates all in this area around me. That's the good thing about this. It's a wildly weird example on to create stuff, but we're using puddles in a bathroom floor and red cubes. And you can play around, have fun, throw around the cube, well, cubes, because we have multiple of them. You can throw them. You can possibly do what they did. They also added new chips to the game. Make sure you view those. Real quick. Okay, hold up. I just messed up my creation. But make sure you view the new chips. Player World UI. Hold up. I'm not going to turn on beta. Player World UI. The new text screen. The get room key. Player owns room key. Get dominant hand is right. Text screen. The door V2. The player owns room key. I already said that, I think. And owns room key. Door. The sequence. The sequence chip. Time. Get formatted time. And I think that's it. And also check their Discord to see the new updates. But that's it. On how to generate a bunch of crap. And I think I just crashed the CPU. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to regenerate. Let's just regenerate it into a different position. you can also check out noise. Let's check out the noise. Let's check out the noise real quick. If you want to do noise, make sure you get a random float 2. Now noise, for some reason, generates in a specific area. So I think I'm going to get our current area, create a vector with it, a vector, and probably just feed it into both, I think, and then add it and see what it does. Because why not? I think this is what I was going to do. See, and it generates. Now, if I regenerate it, I don't think it's going to regenerate in this. It's going to. Well, hey, that kind of works. But if you want to do that, at least, permanent noise generates random points on a field to make it look kind of like that. What I did with the random terrain generation, but we're doing it on the X value, so it'll kind of look normal, but also kind of weird, probably. But that's how you make it generate around you. If you try to make it where let's say you move into another area and you use an event receiver, it's constantly going to run, crash your CPU. And while you're doing that, it's also going to set the positions while you're still in this area. So if you're still in this area, it's going to set the positions of every object around you into a different spot. Oh yeah, with the start game, make sure you turn on beta to get this, but event receiver, game is active or game on, click it to where it runs it, and it'll run for each one. And when it ends, it probably cancels and sets the position back to a certain spot on the map, like outside of it. Or you can just do it where it sets the position, I think. So after that'll be it for this video. Make sure you do the following. Please consider liking and subscribing for future videos. I'll do another video on collecting items, probably. Because why not? If I don't, then I don't. But I just feel like making a video on that, discussing how that works. And also make a loading bar video, so how to make a loading bar with a HUD. I think I should do that. So, yeah. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time.